poor single mom fed a shivering stranger. The woman was a millionaire looking for real kindness. The bitter December wind howled through the streets of Portland, Oregon, rattling the windows of the small duplex where 29-year-old Sophia Petrov lived with her 6-year-old daughter Anna. Sophia stood at her kitchen stove, stirring a pot of hearty vegetable soup that would have to last them 3 days, every ingredient carefully chosen for maximum nutrition and minimum cost. With her striking Slavic features, high cheekbones, expressive green eyes, and honey blonde hair pulled back in a practical ponytail, Sophia possessed a natural beauty that poverty couldn't diminish. Her hands, though work-worn from her job cleaning office buildings, moved with the grace of someone who had once dreamed of bigger things. "Mama, it smells so good," Anna called from the living room, where she was coloring at their small table. The little girl had inherited her mother's delicate features and blonde hair, but her eyes sparkled with the innocence that Sophia worked tirelessly to preserve despite their circumstances. "Almost ready, little star," Sophia replied in her faintly accented English, a reminder of her Russian grandmother who had raised her. She ladled the soup into 2 bowls, saving the rest for tomorrow's meals, and was about to call Anna to dinner when a soft knock came at the front door. Sophia froze. It was nearly 8 p.m. on a Thursday night, and she wasn't expecting anyone. In their neighborhood, unexpected visitors rarely brought good news. The knock came again, gentler this time, almost hesitant. "Mama, someone's at the door," Anna whispered. Appearing beside Sophia with wide eyes, Sophia approached the door cautiously and peered through the peephole. On her doorstep stood a woman who looked to be in her 50s, with silver-streaked auburn hair and an elegant bearing, even in distress. She was well-dressed but soaked through, shivering violently in the freezing rain that had started to fall. "Please," the woman called out, her voice barely audible through the door. "I'm sorry to bother you, but my car broke down and my phone is dead. Could I possibly use your phone to call for help?" Sophia hesitated. Every instinct told her to be careful. She was alone with Anna, and they had so little to protect. But looking at the woman's face through the peephole, she saw genuine desperation and fear, not deception. "Mama," Anna tugged on her sweater. Sophia made her decision. She unlocked the door and opened it, immediately feeling the blast of icy air. "Oh, thank goodness," the woman breathed, her teeth chattering uncontrollably. "I'm so sorry to disturb you. I'm Catherine Montgomery. My car died about 6 blocks from here, and I've been walking." "Please, come in from the cold," Sophia said, stepping aside. "You're soaking wet." Catherine stepped inside gratefully, dripping onto Sophia's worn welcome mat. In the warm light of the living room, Sophia could see that Catherine's clothes were expensive. A wool coat that probably cost more than Sophia made in a month, leather boots, and a silk scarf, but she was shivering so hard she could barely speak. "Anna, bring the warm blanket from our bed," Sophia instructed her daughter, who scampered away immediately. "I don't want to impose," Catherine said through chattering teeth. "If I could just use your phone... When did you last eat something warm?" Sophia asked, studying Catherine's pale face. This morning, I think. I've been dealing with the car situation all day." Sophia made another decision that would change both their lives. "Sit down, I have soup." "Oh no, I couldn't possibly." "Sit," Sophia said firmly, guiding Catherine to their small couch. "Anna, help our guest with the blanket. I'll get another bowl." Within minutes, Sophia had placed a steaming bowl of soup in Catherine's hands, along with a thick slice of homemade bread that had been meant for tomorrow's breakfast. She sat across from her unexpected guest with her own smaller portion, watching as Catherine took her first spoonful. Catherine's eyes closed in what looked like relief. "This is delicious, absolutely delicious." "It's just vegetables and herbs," Sophia said modestly. "My babushka's recipe." "Your grandmother?" Catherine asked, taking another grateful spoonful. "Yes, She taught me that food made with love tastes better than food made with money. Sophia smiled at Anna, who was studying their guest with curious eyes. Anna, tell Miss Catherine about your drawing. For the next hour, as the storm raged outside, an unlikely friendship began to form in the tiny living room. Catherine played with Anna, admired her artwork, and listened with genuine interest as the little girl chattered about school, her favorite books, and her dreams of becoming a veterinarian. Sophia watched, amazed at how naturally Catherine interacted with Anna, not talking down to her like many adults did, but engaging with her as a person worthy of respect and attention. "You have a remarkable daughter," Catherine said when Anna had finally fallen asleep on the couch between them. "She is my everything," Sophia replied softly, stroking Anna's blonde hair. "I work very hard to give her a good life." "What kind of work do you do?" Sophia felt heat rise in her cheeks. "I clean office buildings downtown, night shift mostly. My neighbor Mrs. Chun watches Anna for me. That must be exhausting." "It's honest work," Sophia said with quiet dignity. "And it allows me to be here when Anna gets home from school." Catherine nodded thoughtfully. "The soup, the way you welcomed me in, the love I see in this home. You're giving Anna something more valuable than money. You're teaching her how to be a good human being." Sophia looked surprised. "You think so?" "I know so. In my experience, children learn kindness by seeing it practiced. Anna is learning from a master." As the evening progressed, Catherine called for a tow truck using Sophia's phone, but the earliest they could come was the next morning due to the storm. Sophia immediately insisted that Catherine stay the night. "I have a sleeping bag," Sophia offered. "The couch is not very comfortable, but it's warm and dry." "I can't ask you to do that. You've already done so much." "You're not asking, I'm offering." Sophia's tone brooked no argument. No one should be alone in a storm. What Catherine didn't reveal was that she was Catherine Montgomery, founder and CEO of Montgomery Industries, worth over $50 million. For months, she had been conducting a personal experiment, disguising herself as an ordinary person in need to test whether genuine kindness still existed in the world. She had been disappointed over and over again. People who seemed friendly turned cold when they thought she had nothing to offer. Others helped only when they expected something in return. She had begun to lose faith in human nature entirely. But here, in this tiny duplex with a struggling single mother and her daughter, Catherine had found something she'd almost given up on: pure, selfless kindness. Sophia had shared her food, her home, and her family's warmth with a complete stranger, asking for nothing in return. As Catherine lay on the couch that night, listening to the quiet sounds of Sophia and Anna breathing in the next room, she made a decision that would change all their lives forever. The next morning dawned bright and clear, as if the storm had washed the world clean. Sophia woke early, as was her habit, and quietly prepared breakfast: scrambled eggs and toast made from the last of their groceries. She had given Catherine the larger portion of soup the night before, leaving less for today's meals. But the sight of their guest sleeping peacefully on the couch filled her with satisfaction rather than worry. "Good morning," Catherine said softly, sitting up as the aroma of cooking filled the small space. "I hope I didn't keep you awake with my tossing and turning." "Not at all. I'm an early riser anyway." Sophia smiled, flipping the eggs expertly. "Breakfast will be ready soon." "Sophia, I can't tell you how grateful I am. The way you've opened your home to me, ... double quotes. Catherine shook her head in wonder. "Most people wouldn't have done what you did. Most people have never been cold and hungry themselves," Sophia replied matter-of-factly. "Those who have, they understand." Anna bounded into the kitchen in her pajamas, her hair tousled and her face bright with morning energy. "Miss Catherine, you're still here. Did you see the rainbow outside?" Indeed, there was a perfect rainbow arcing across the Portland sky. It's colors brilliant against the departing storm clouds. The three of them stood at the window admiring it, Anna between the two women, all of them bathed in the morning light. "Mama says rainbows are promises that beautiful things come after storms," Anna declared. Catherine felt tears prick her eyes at the child's innocent wisdom. "Your mama is very wise." After breakfast, the tow truck arrived and Catherine prepared to leave. She had been thinking all morning about how to reveal her true identity and her plans, and she had decided on directness. "Sophia, before I go, there's something I need to tell you. My full name is Catherine Montgomery. I'm the founder and CEO of Montgomery Industries." Sophia looked blank for a moment, then her eyes widened in recognition. Even someone who didn't follow business news had heard of Montgomery Industries, the technology company that employed thousands of people throughout Oregon. "I don't understand," Sophia said slowly. Catherine pulled out her real identification and showed Sophia several news articles on her phone. "For the past 6 months, I've been testing people, disguising myself as someone in need to see how people would react. I've been searching for genuine kindness, genuine human goodness." Sophia sank into a chair, overwhelmed. "You've been testing me?" "Not testing you specifically. I had no idea who you were when I knocked on your door. But Sophia, in 6 months of looking, you're the first person who helped me without expecting anything in return. You fed me your own food, gave up your bed, shared your family's warmth with a complete stranger. Do you understand how rare that is? I just did what anyone would do." "No," Catherine said firmly. "You did what good people do. And there's a difference." Anna, who had been listening with wide eyes, tugged on Catherine's sleeve. "Are you really rich like a princess?" Catherine knelt down to Anna's level. "I am very fortunate to have a lot of money, sweetheart. But your mama is the one who's truly rich, rich in kindness, rich in love, rich in everything that really matters." Over the next hour, Catherine explained her plan. She had been looking for someone to partner with on a new project, a foundation dedicated to helping single parents achieve financial stability through education and support services. She needed someone who understood the challenges firsthand, someone with integrity and compassion. "I want you to run it, Sophia. The foundation would start with a $50 million endowment. Your salary would be $200,000 a year, plus benefits and housing assistance. But more than that, you'd be helping hundreds of families like yours." Sophia stared at her in shock. "Catherine, I don't have a college degree. I've never run anything bigger than my own household. You've successfully raised a remarkable daughter while working multiple jobs and maintaining your dignity and kindness. You've managed resources that most CEOs couldn't stretch as far as you do. And most importantly, you understand the people we'd be serving because you've been where they are. But why me? There must be so many more qualified people." Catherine took Sophia's hands in hers. "Because yesterday, when you saw someone in need, your first instinct was to help. Because you taught your daughter that sharing is more important than having. Because in a world that seems to get colder every day, you chose warmth. That's not something that can be taught in business school, Sophia. That's something you're born with." Anna had been listening quietly, her young mind processing this incredible turn of events. "Mama, does this mean we can help other families? Like Miss Catherine helped us?" "If you want to," Catherine said. "Your mama would be helping lots of mamas and daddies take care of their children." Sophia felt tears rolling down her cheeks. "I don't know what to say." "Say you'll consider it. Take some time to think about it. But Sophia, I want you to know that this isn't charity. This is recognition of your worth, your character, and your potential. I've been looking for someone like you for 6 months. I finally found her." 3 weeks later, Sophia stood in the gleaming offices of the Montgomery Foundation, wearing a new professional wardrobe that Catherine had insisted on purchasing. Through the floor-to-ceiling windows, She could see the Portland skyline stretching out below, and for the first time in years, she felt like she could breathe. Anna was enrolled in an excellent private school with a full scholarship, and they had moved into a beautiful townhouse in a safe neighborhood with good schools. But more than the material changes, Sophia felt transformed by the knowledge that her kindness had been seen, valued, and rewarded. "Nervous?" Catherine asked, joining her at the window. Over the past few weeks, they had worked together to develop the Foundation's mission and programs, and Sophia's natural intelligence and deep empathy had impressed everyone they met. "Excited," Sophia corrected. "Yesterday, I helped my first family, a single father with twin daughters. He reminded me of myself 6 months ago. And how did that feel?" Sophia smiled, the same radiant smile that had lit up her tiny duplex kitchen that stormy night. Like coming home. That evening, as Sophia tucked Anna into her new bedroom, complete with built-in bookshelves and a window seat, overlooking their garden, the little girl looked up at her with serious eyes. "Mama, are you happy?" "Very happy, little star." You?" "Yes, but Mama, what is it?" "I'm glad you helped Miss Catherine, even when we didn't have very much. Because now we can help lots of people." Sophia kissed her daughter's forehead, marveling once again at the wisdom that came from children's innocent hearts. "What did I tell you about rainbows, Anna?" "Beautiful things come after storms," Anna recited sleepily. "That's right. And sometimes, if we're very lucky, we get to be the rainbow for someone else." 6 months later, the Montgomery Foundation had helped over 300 families achieve stability and independence. Sophia had proven to be a natural leader, combining business acumen that surprised even Catherine, with the deep empathy that made her effective with the families they served. At the Foundation's first annual gala, Sophia stood at the podium looking out at an audience of donors, politicians, and community leaders. In the front row sat Catherine, beaming with pride, and Anna, who had insisted on wearing her fancy dress to see Mama give her speech. 6 months ago, Sophia began, I was a single mother working 2 jobs and barely making ends meet. I thought kindness was a luxury I couldn't afford. But I learned something that night when I opened my door to a stranger in a storm. Kindness isn't something we can afford to give. It's something we can't afford not to give. She paused, looking directly at Catherine. Because when we choose kindness, when we choose to see the humanity in others, even when we're struggling ourselves, we create the possibility for miracles. Not just for others, but for ourselves. The applause was thunderous, but Sophia barely heard it. She was thinking about that stormy night, about the decision to share her last bowl of soup, about the rainbow that had appeared the next morning as a promise that beautiful things were coming. Sometimes, the most powerful investments weren't made in boardrooms or banks, but in moments of human connection. Sometimes the greatest returns came not from what we accumulated, but from what we chose to share. And sometimes, when we open our door to help a stranger, we discover that we're really opening the door to our own transformation. The end.
Thank you for watching this story unfold with us here on M&A The Story Unfolds. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new tale. We'd love to know where you're watching from. Leave a comment below and tell us what part of the world you're joining us from. Your support means everything. See you in the next story.